sad part, because whether it's a real lawsuit or something that you're just shooting to see if you can get some money, you can sue anybody for anything. But the sad thing about it is if the person loses their suing, nothing happened.
In the meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean Diddy.
The entertainment world is ablaze with controversy, and at the center of the storm is music mogul scene Diddy Combs. Once celebrated as a titan of the industry, Diddy now finds himself embroiled in allegations that have sent shockwaves across Hollywood, implicating some of the most well-known names in the business. But in a scandal this far-reaching, there's more than one story unfolding. Among the chaos, celebrities who've been associated with Diddy in any capacity are scrambling to clear their names, with some even pointing fingers at each other. It's a mess of epic proportions, and the public is eating it up.
He doesn't kind of buy what the prosecution's selling. He thinks they've looked at the notes.
Yeah.
He thinks that they're cheating.
I mean, I would think that too.
But apparently, what happened is commonplace.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith, one of Hollywood's most beloved and bankable stars, has been dragged into the narrative in ways that even he couldn't have predicted. Memes connecting him to Diddy's alleged wild parties have gone viral, painting a picture of involvement that Will is now desperately trying to erase. During a recent performance in San Diego, Will decided to address the rumors directly, denying any connection to Diddy's so-called gatherings. "I don't have anything to do with Puffy," he told the crowd, visibly frustrated. "All can stop all the memes. Stop all that nonsense. I ain't been nowhere near that man." But the audience wasn't just buzzing about his denial. It was the way he delivered it. Will's attempt to distance himself from Diddy included a lighthearted jab about not liking baby oil, a cheeky reference to the supplies allegedly found during one of the raids on Diddy's properties. While the crowd laughed, the statement made headlines, adding fuel to an already roaring fire.
I ain't been nowhere near that, man. I ain't been none of that stupid. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a lie. I don't even like baby oil.
But Will's remarks didn't stop the speculation. Social media users were quick to point out that Will and Diddy have been photographed together numerous times over the years, including at Diddy's infamous all-white parties. These events, which were once the pinnacle of exclusivity, are now being scrutinized under a much darker lens, with many wondering just how much attendees like Will knew about what allegedly went on behind the scenes. And it's not just the photos or the parties that people are talking about. Rumors have been swirling for years about Will and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, being involved in unconventional relationships. In one resurfaced interview, Diddy himself was asked about rumors that Will and Jada had tried to invite Jennifer Lopez into their personal lives. His response, a dismissive shrug and a cryptic, "I don't know what you're talking about." The internet, of course, took this as confirmation that there was more to the story.
Prior to Jada, him and Jada having a relationship, I felt Will was pretty much almost an angelic person.
Adding fuel to the fire, Gene Deal, a former bodyguard for Diddy, has spoken out about the Hollywood connections surrounding his former boss. In one interview, he hinted at an incident where Diddy allegedly grew suspicious of Will and Jada scooping up Jennifer Lopez at a party. According to Deal, Diddy had even confided in him about wanting to confront Will over the matter. While these claims remain unverified, they've only added to the public's fascination with the overlapping circles of power, influence, and scandal in Hollywood. The internet has been relentless, with memes and videos dissecting every piece of evidence, or lack thereof, tying Will to Diddy's alleged activities.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
But Will isn't the only star caught in the crossfire. Ashton Kutcher, another name tied to Diddy, has reportedly agreed to testify in the case against the music mogul. Ashton's connection to Diddy runs deep, with the two having been friends for nearly 2 decades. Whispers about their past involvement in Diddy's infamous gatherings have gained traction, especially after claims surfaced that Ashton distanced himself from Hollywood partially due to what he allegedly witnessed during those years. Ashton has remained mostly silent on the matter, but his decision to cooperate with authorities has raised eyebrows. Is he simply doing the right thing, or is this an attempt to save himself from a potential fallout?
If they did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things of that nature.
Gene Deal has also been vocal about Ashton's connection to Diddy, recalling the days when the two were inseparable. They were tight, Deal said in a recent interview. "We even went to a Knicks game together. Me, Diddy, Ashton, and Jay-Z. This revelation has only added to the intrigue, with many questioning whether Ashton's testimony will include details about other high-profile figures who might have been involved in Diddy's alleged escapades. And Ashton isn't the only one sweating. Other names, including Ellen DeGeneres and Leonardo DiCaprio, have been thrown into the mix with unconfirmed reports suggesting that they too might have attended Diddy's legendary parties. While some have outright denied any involvement, the mere association with Diddy has become enough to tarnish reputations. Meanwhile, Hollywood insiders are speculating about the potential domino effect of this scandal. Could more big names be implicated? Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Attorney Tony Busby, who is representing several alleged victims, has hinted that there's more to come. "We're just getting started," he said in a recent interview. "The truth will come out, and when it does, it's going to shake the industry to its core." His words have sent a clear message to those trying to distance themselves from Diddy. No one is safe.
Okay, so basically I was a Playboy bunny. So a Playboy bunny representing New York State. The reason why I need to clarify this is when you're a Playboy bunny, you are part of the corporation, and you are a bunny, and you do have a title, and you wear a uniform, but you don't get a month.
Jay-Z, another powerhouse in the music industry, has also been dragged into the controversy. A recent lawsuit accuses him and Diddy of wrongdoing at an after-party following the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. The allegations are graphic and deeply troubling, and while Jay-Z has denied any involvement, the lawsuit has opened the floodgates for further scrutiny. Fans and critics alike are questioning the nature of his long-standing friendship with Diddy, which has been well documented over the years. In fact, Diddy once described Jay-Z as one of the only people besides his mother who could call him by his first name. But in the wake of these allegations, their bond is being viewed in a very different light.
I'm like, okay, I have to figure out my space in this. Yeah.
Adding another layer to the drama, Jay-Z has reportedly filed his own lawsuit against the accuser's legal team, claiming defamation and harassment. But this move has only fueled speculation that he might have something to hide. Critics argue that if he were truly innocent, he wouldn't need to go on the offensive. Supporters, however, see it as a strategic move to protect his reputation and business interests. Either way, the legal battles are far from over, and the public is watching closely.
After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed, right?
While Diddy sits in a Brooklyn detention center awaiting trial, the fallout from his arrest is spreading like wildfire. From A-list celebrities to once loyal employees, everyone connected to him is being dragged into the spotlight. For some, like Will Smith, this means publicly denying any involvement and hoping the storm passes. For others, like Ashton Kutcher and Jay-Z, it means preparing for a long legal battle that could have far-reaching consequences. And for the public, this scandal has become a spectacle, a real-life drama that's more gripping than any movie or TV show. As the story continues to unfold, one thing is clear. This is more than just a case against Diddy. It's a reckoning for Hollywood, a spotlight on the power dynamics and secrets that have long been hidden behind closed doors. Who will be the next to fall? And how many more secrets will be exposed before this saga is over? One thing's for sure, this is a story that's far from finished.
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee. He has a civil background.
The fallout from the allegations surrounding Scene Diddy comms is creating ripple effects that are impossible to ignore. Just when it seemed that the music mogul's legal troubles couldn't get any messier, new details have emerged that are dragging more celebrities into the spotlight. If the first wave of accusations sent shockwaves through Hollywood, the second wave is shaping up to be nothing short of a tsunami. From the evidence seized during the investigation to the growing list of lawsuits, it's becoming increasingly clear that this isn't just a Diddy issue, it's a Hollywood issue. The question now isn't just whether Diddy will face consequences, but how many others will be implicated along the way.
Noon at the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, the judge ordering the prosecution to turn over its findings from a jail cell raid, Diddy's jail cell, just yesterday. What were the contents of those raids?
Well, apparently, according to the defense, they're legal documents. The government's saying no, on the contrary, they're just some handwritten notes and a calendar. And
one of the most explosive revelations came during the raids on Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles earlier this year. Authorities reportedly uncovered a trove of items that paint a disturbing picture of what went on behind closed doors. Among the items seized were hundreds of bottles of lubricant, which investigators believe were part of the so-called freak-off gatherings that Diddy allegedly orchestrated. If the reports are to be believed, these gatherings weren't just casual parties. They were meticulously planned events that involved detailed logistics and a network of enablers who ensured everything ran smoothly. From booking luxury hotel suites to arranging private flights, no expense was spared. It's the kind of detail that makes the whole situation feel surreal, almost like something out of a Hollywood movie. Except this is real life.
It sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping.
And speaking of real life, let's talk about the celebrities who are now scrambling to distance themselves from Diddy. One of the most surprising names to surface in this saga is Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes, the same Leonardo who's built a reputation as Hollywood's golden boy and an outspoken advocate for environmental issues. While there's no evidence suggesting that DiCaprio was directly involved in any wrongdoing, his name has been mentioned in connection with Diddy's infamous white parties. These events, once considered the pinnacle of A-list glamour, are now being reevaluated under a much darker lens. According to sources, DiCaprio attended at least one of these gatherings, and while he has since distanced himself from Diddy, the association is enough to raise eyebrows. A source close to the actor has even gone on record to say that he hasn't been in contact with Diddy for years, suggesting that he saw the writing on the wall long before the rest of us did.
Is everybody familiar with the old Houdini? So what Diddy's lawyers are trying to do is pull a Houdini. They're trying to say that the evidence that they have is different. Well, it's not different. The video that the entire world has seen is not going to go away. The fact that he had parties that were freak-offs is not going away. So it's just a question of whether or not Diddy is able to make bond.
But if DiCaprio is trying to quietly fade into the background, others are taking a more proactive approach. Ashton Kutcher, for example, has reportedly agreed to cooperate with authorities in the ongoing investigation. This is a huge development, especially considering Kutcher's long-standing friendship with Diddy. The two were often seen together at high-profile events, and their camaraderie was well documented. However, rumors suggest that Kutcher's decision to cooperate may have been influenced by the fact that he's allegedly featured in some of the footage seized during the raids. If true, this could explain why Kutcher has been so eager to collaborate with investigators. It's a classic case of self-preservation. Still, his involvement raises uncomfortable questions about just how much he knew and whether he turned a blind eye to anything inappropriate.
Okay, so last hour when we left off, you had asked me, did Tony Busby respond to Jay-Z?
Yes.
And he did. So he responded 2 ways.
Ashton's decision to testify has reportedly sent shockwaves through Hollywood, with many insiders speculating that he could be the key to unraveling the entire case. But he's not the only one feeling the heat. Ellen DeGeneres, another prominent figure in the entertainment industry, has also been linked to Diddy's social circle. While there is no concrete evidence tying her to any of the alleged misconduct, the mere association is enough to make people talk. In fact, rumors are swirling that Ellen has quietly relocated to England with her wife, Portia de Rossi, in an effort to escape the fallout. If true, it's a bold move, but one that only adds to the intrigue surrounding her connection to Diddy.
This is video of Diddy's family arriving to court for last Friday's hearing. Prosecutors arguing that he misused prison systems in an attempt to tamper with potential witnesses, and they say they have proof Diddy used other inmates' phone cards or used three-way calls with friends to contact associates that prosecutors consider to be a part of his criminal enterprise.
Meanwhile, back in New York, Diddy remains behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a facility known for its harsh conditions. His legal team has been working overtime to secure his release, even offering a staggering $50 million in bail, but their efforts have so far been unsuccessful. Prosecutors argue that Diddy poses a risk to witnesses and could potentially tamper with evidence if released. It's a damning assessment, and one that suggests the case against him is far stronger than anyone initially anticipated. Adding to the drama, there are whispers that prosecutors are preparing to file additional charges in a superseding indictment, which could bring even more shocking allegations to light.
No, I'm not surprised by the ruling because, as she cited in her order, there are very serious allegations about the danger that he potentially poses to other witnesses and the public at large. There are allegations that he has, been violent with others. He's also attempted to allegedly intimidate other witnesses and still contact witnesses while incarcerated.
One of the most talked about aspects of this case is the sheer scale of the allegations. Attorney Tony Busby, who is representing several of the alleged victims, has described Diddy's actions as part of a criminal enterprise that spanned years and involved multiple accomplices. According to Busby, Diddy wasn't just a participant. He was the orchestrator, the one pulling the strings and ensuring that everything went according to plan. These claims are supported by the testimony of former employees who have described a culture of fear and intimidation within Diddy's inner circle. One former staffer even claimed that they were instructed to destroy evidence and clean up after the parties, adding yet another layer to the already complex web of allegations. But perhaps the most damning piece of evidence comes in the form of the so-called freak-off tapes. These recordings, which were reportedly seized during the March raids, are said to contain footage of what went on during some of these gatherings. According to sources, the tapes feature a mix of high-profile celebrities and lesser-known individuals, all of whom were allegedly involved in activities that are now being scrutinized by investigators. If these tapes are as incriminating as they're rumored to be, they could serve as a smoking gun in the case against Diddy and potentially implicate others in his circle.
Yeah, I mean, that fact in of itself is a big deal, because when you're talking about going back in time and talking about these allegations from other alleged victims, you know, there's not a lot of police reports, but you guys actually have one. And is that going to be revealed? Are we going to be able to see it?
Yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the criminal complaint.
Of course, not everyone is taking these allegations lying down. Jay-Z, for instance, has been fiercely defending himself against claims that he was involved in any wrongdoing. The rap icon, who has been named in a separate lawsuit alongside Diddy, has called the allegations stupid and accused Busby of engaging in a smear campaign. In a statement to the press, Jay-Z said, "These claims are so outrageous that they don't even deserve a response. But for the sake of my family and my reputation, I will say this. I have nothing to hide, and I welcome the opportunity to clear my name." Despite his confidence, the lawsuit has undoubtedly put a dent in Jay-Z's otherwise untouchable image, forcing him to confront questions about his long-standing friendship with Diddy. And then there's Will Smith, who continues to find himself at the center of speculation despite his repeated denials. Social media users have been digging up old interviews and photos, trying to piece together a narrative that connects him to Diddy's alleged activities. One particularly damning clip comes from a 2023 episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live, where Diddy was asked about rumors involving Will and Jada. While Diddy dismissed the question with a laugh, the moment has taken on new significance in light of the recent allegations. Whether or not there's any truth to these rumors, the public perception is clear. Anyone who was close to Diddy during this time is now under scrutiny.
Best love. Combs' lawyer, Ben Brafman, released a statement to the Daily Mail saying, "Just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine the flat-out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to a mutual settlement."
As the case unfolds, it's becoming increasingly clear that this isn't just about Diddy. It's about Hollywood as a whole. The entertainment industry has long been accused of protecting its own, turning a blind eye to misconduct in the name of profit and power. But with more and more people coming forward, it seems that the tide is finally turning. This case could serve as a turning point, a moment of reckoning that forces the industry to confront its darkest secrets. And while it's too early to say what the ultimate outcome will be, one thing is certain: this story is far from over. In fact, it's only just beginning.
That's it. You know, if it is privilege, of course they won't. But if it really is what the prosecution says, that has nothing to do with the case, or even worse, it's actually evidence of witness tampering, because we all know the attorney-client privilege, there's a crime fraud exception. You can't use your lawyer to perpetuate a future or continuing fraud or crime. So if the documents are what the government says they are, they're going to get them again. And again, it's just going to be a matter of days, because I don't expect.
So what's next? Will more high-profile names be dragged into the scandal? Will the alleged tapes be made public, exposing the full extent of the wrongdoing? And perhaps, most importantly, will justice finally be served? These are the questions that everyone is asking, and the answers could change Hollywood forever. For now, all we can do is watch and wait as the story continues to unfold. But one thing's for sure, this is a drama that no one will soon forget. As the scandal surrounding Diddy continues to captivate the world, the questions keep piling up. Do you think more celebrities will be implicated as the investigation deepens? And how will this scandal reshape Hollywood's power dynamics? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest celebrity gossip. Until next time, stay tuned.